Come on. Good afternoon, everyone. Causing a ruckus
What
here.
up?
You notice that we're missing one person. He's actually being very festive. He ghosted us. Um, I think that's right. I think that's fair. If you get ghosted in October, you can't. You
You
can't
can't be
be
upset.
mad.
You can't be upset. No.
That's kind of like the rule. Like it's the unspoken vow. Where, like that's the 1 month where it's okay to disappear on people.
Almost expected. I was gonna say. I mean, I like the route you went, keeping it. Well, it's still festive. But what I was gonna say is, if can anyone guess what Matt's being for Halloween this year? A little bitch.
It's you know what that is like. It's like when you go to work and be like, I dressed up as an employee. You know, it's the exact same thing.
he's just Matt. He's just Matt today, guys.
Yeah. Speaking of
yeah.
which, man, what are you drinking? Are you drinking anything festive? Do you drink anything festive on Halloween? Are you really a festive drink?
I was gonna say, what's a festive drink?
Just
for Halloween?
dark ale or
Alcoholic.
blood? You just drink blood.
Fucking a. No, just tequila and orange juice.
All right.
You? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking rum and Coke. Yo, I never do rum.
Yeah. What the
I
hell?
wanted to. It's not like I didn't have anything good to mix vodka with. Like I only had Coke, and I'm like, yo, honestly, I'd rather just do a rum and Coke. You know, I'd rather
Fair.
endure
That's fair.
the alcohol I don't really particularly like for a decent mix than a really shitty mix of an alcohol I
Yeah,
do like.
vodka and Coke. Ew, that sounds like the
Disgusting.
worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
But those who don't know, our poor Boo Boo Maddie is feeling sick. Oh,
Yeah, sucks.
oh. Yeah, so he's not joining us today. So this might be the best podcast yet. I mean, we've had some where Matt hasn't been in it for a decent amount of time, but a full episode without him sounds even better.
Oh yeah, even those times when he does join halfway, like you can tell when he joins. Like we're like, oh, who is this guy? Like, why is he here? Just ruin the vibe, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you and I got a nice vibe.
Yo, do you know why witches don't wear underpants?
Why?
So they have a better grip on the broomstick.
That's so dirty. That's so dirty.
You wanna know where I heard that one? I
The
heard it in a
Office.
grocery store.
Oh,
I overheard it and I was like, all right, someone's a little ambitious in the
Oh.
pancake aisle.
yeah. That's okay. All right. Shit. Screw the kids in that aisle.
I
Don't
think they were.
actually. Just. Oh, thank God. I'll be checked. Here's the crazy part, though. Here's the crazy part. I understand Matt's sick and he can't join us today, but like he can't watch us.
He's not a
When-
big supporter, is he?
No, he's not a supporter of this podcast.
Fake friend.
This is a horse shit. Fuck this guy.
Yo, we're saying that. I bet you I'm gonna get like someone's gonna ring on my doorbell. I'm gonna open it. It's gonna be Maddie. He's gonna be, oh, I forgot you lived here.
Yeah. What if he did bail just to go trick or treating?
Yo, honestly, I think he's winning. It depends on what he gets though. You know what I mean? Like
Just be a little jealous.
if he gets like a small like pillowcase and it's all coffee crisps, he lost that one.
fucking crispy crunch. Ew.
Or do you
Okay.
like the original Tootsie Rolls?
I did as a kid. I haven't had one in like a decade. And I'm thinking about it now. I don't know.
Who asked for that to be a common Halloween candy? Because I didn't.
Right? Yo, but Tootsie Pops, that shit was hype.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Tootsie Pops was hype. All right, we're already starting it. Let's dig into it. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Yo. I mean, Reese peanut butter cup. I think.
Always.
I think
Come
that's
on,
just
always.
the way it goes. But I mean, everyone knows Reese peanut butter cup is always the best one. But let's be honest. If you had to choose a different one, I'd choose probably caramel. To be honest with you.
Caramel's good, but I don't know if it's up there. Yo, here's the. Okay, I love Snickers. You and I will battle to the end of days about Snickers and Mars, but the Halloween Snickers is too small to satisfy any craving, so it's a tease. You gotta eat like 3-4 of them. So I wouldn't say it's Snickers.
I think that's why I like the caramel Halloween because I'm good with 2 pieces because it's
That's
pretty
fair.
sweet. You know, I'm pretty satisfied with that. When I was younger, I hated coffee crisp, and I just talk shit about it. I don't mind every once in a while having one though.
It's better now. Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
well-
it's an adult thing that you grow out of. Never in my life have I
Against your palate.
enjoyed the regular Tootsie Rolls. Never have I like, oh, thank you for that.
So did you never like the little caramel squares that you used to get, like the cubes?
I didn't mind those as much.
I found it was similar. So I was like, yeah, I'm about it.
Or a box of raisins.
You know what? I used to like it as a kid.
I was
But
gonna
then
say
as I got
actually.
older, I was like, fuck this. What is this?
The nice sneaky one, like yo, you love when you get it, is like like those Popeye like the little cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to love those. But then again, as I got older, I was like, this is horseshit. This is like flavorless sugar tubes. Like,
It's like eating thin chalk. Like it also like when you're eating
yes.
it, it feels like you're eating a condensed like gum wrapper, like just paper. I'm like, yo,
Yeah, yeah,
this texture actually
it's
is
so
trash.
horrible. It's horrible. Like at least make it taste like something. But yeah, I always just feel so fucking cool pulling one out, pretending to take a drag on it. I'm like, ah,
Oh,
guys, it's just candy.
yeah, yeah, it's funny because now kids, since it's like like fucking freezing cold outside, they'll do that and it'll actually be like, and like just like
Yeah.
right, all that steam, right? I guess considered steam. What would that be? Because it's not
Sure.
smoke, it's
No,
reverse.
steam, I suppose.
Steam
Yeah.
would, yeah. Never thought
Reverse.
about it actually until
Is
now.
steam the reverse of smoke?
Well, steam is when it's like hot
Hot.
moisture that's freezing, right? Because your breath is moisture as well, right?
Oh, interesting. I didn't know it was freezing, but okay. Neat. I just thought
Like,
it was a byproduct. I thought it was just the byproduct of water evaporating. But since it's so
no, no,
cold,
no, you're right. No, no,
you can
that's not
see it.
steam. That's not steam. No, steam is the opposite. It's like evaporating.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to think of what would our breath consider in. You see now, we. I'm a doctor. I should actually know this.
Yeah.
But not even close. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Scott.
He's upset.
Yeah, he's like,
He's
bro, what are you even
upset.
saying? No to okay, salty snack faves. I'm gonna have to probably give it up for like when I get Doritos in a bag.
Yeah, classic Lay's, all dressed. What I was gonna say, super underrated, or maybe it's not underrated. Maybe everyone loves it, but you don't see them anymore. Is the Crunch bars, like the blue
Yo,
chocolate bar with like the little like, what is it, Rice Krispies in there, like
so
Rice Krispie balls?
everyone always talks about Crunch bars, and they're talking about like the caramel toffee one, and then when I'm always talking about the blue one,
That's
I guess
crunchy, isn't it?
Crunchy.
Crunchy is the toffee one.
So yeah, and then I always got confused, but I got the Crunch bar, the blue one that you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
a year ago, I was actually disappointed. It wasn't as good as it was back then. I don't think.
What? Really?
When have you had your last?
I have no.
Crunch
I
bar?
haven't had one in a long ass time.
You
So.
you'll like I bought one because I saw I'm like yo I never see these.
Like the big bar?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like you got the big one?
size
Oh,
one.
sick. Nice.
I bought it and I was actually disappointed. I'm like this does not live up to the hype.
That's heartbreaking.
It almost tastes like the chocolate quality has gone downhill. Like they try to use substitute to make it cheaper, more like just sugar. It just doesn't hit the same at all. It's really disappointing.
Damn. That's brutal.
I wonder if there's
That's so
anything
sad.
new that as a kid like we didn't get. Do people get sweet chili heat Doritos now?
Oh shit. Yeah, I wonder. Do they make those in like mini bags?
Maddie,
Maybe.
when you're done trick or treating, come find let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know what your haul was. Um, do they make new chocolate bars? Like they make variations of old ones, but I don't know if I've ever seen a new chocolate bar.
Unless they give like Reese's Pieces and stuff like that, or like the variations,
Yeah,
Kit
yeah,
Kat Chunkies and stuff. I don't know.
yeah. They'll like cross over and do like O. Henry Kit Kats or O. Henry Reese
I feel like it hasn't
Peanut Butter
changed
Cups or something like that.
because every time I look at the Halloween boxes while just in the grocery store, it's always the same variety. The Smarties, like with the
forever.
coffee crisp and like those like
Yeah,
bundles
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
It's pretty sad to be honest. Like, yo guys, change it up. So yo,
yeah. We need a new chocolate bar.
my girl's parents, they just opened their cupboard. I'm like, yo, that's a lot of Joe Louis. They're like, yeah, we're giving out to kids. Is that a good idea? I'm like, that's amazing. Yo, kudos to you
That's
guys.
so sick.
I was like, yo, it's like those people who give either a water bottle or like a juice box or something. There's always that one house, and you're like, yo, thank you. Like, these kids are running around sweaty, man. Someone give them a drink. The parents aren't doing it. The parents are probably like, yo, I should have brought some water. But
Yeah.
they were like, yo, we used to be the Kool-Aid Jammer house. I'm like, yo, you guys are the best.
Ooh, that's sick.
Respect.
sick. Okay, let's flip the coin over. What's your least favorite Halloween candy? I mean, Crispy Crunch is way up there. Fuck Crispy Crunch.
Yeah, Crispy Crunch is there. Honestly, nowadays, I actually don't. Even as a kid, the box of raisins, whatever, man. I'll get a health snack. That's fine. Whatever. Most hated. I would honestly say the Tootsie Rolls. I didn't fuck with them.
The Tootsie Rolls. The Tootsie Rolls more than the Crispy Crunch?
Right. Yeah, but you know what though? The Tootsie Rolls actually had flavored ones sometimes. Like you'll have like the lime green, and the orange, and like different flavors. I don't know if you saw
Oh,
those.
that's right.
Blue
yes, I
raspberry.
remember
Those
Yeah,
were
yeah, yeah.
bomb.
I forgot.
Oh, yo, I'm so sorry, guys. My favorite Halloween snack is nibs. I'm sorry, I forgot about nibs. Like the licorice.
Yeah, I know, but like to be number one.
I don't know why I enjoy it. I know it's not anything special. It has like a chalky taste to it. I think nibs over Twizzler any day, and nibs just.
Nibs over Twizzler.
I know.
Who is this man?
I know I'm wrong about it. I'm just
Who
saying
is
that's my
this
personal
man?
preference.
No. That's crazy. You could use Twizzlers as a straw.
But did you ever? You do
Yeah,
it for
I
like
did.
one sip.
I did. It sucks. It doesn't add anything to it, but you can
I'm glad,
try do it with your nibs.
I'm glad that you pay. It's like getting a honey cooler instead of a sour cream glaze because you just get all that air, and you don't get like more Twizzler in return.
No, well, you still get more Twizzler than like
No, nibs is like
a
just
handful
pure.
of nibs.
Nibs
Yeah,
is
but
like
they're
pure
like
licorice.
this
Like
big.
it's like rubber little fucking erasers at the end of your pencil. Like they're like dense.
Yeah, are you trying to sell it or are you trying to knock it?
I'm trying to make sure everyone donates it to me and just gets rid of it.
That's right.
That's my plan.
I totally forgot. One of the other ones that suck is chiclets. I hated getting chiclets.
We're one of the worst gums in the world. It lasts like a good 3 seconds.
Horrible.
The fun in it was you made it like buck teeth. You do it one time, like you jab it in, and then you throw them out.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't eat it. You don't shoot after that.
Yeah, I thought it was just part of people's costume, right? It's like Spirit Halloween just sells chiclets, teeth.
Yeah. Did they stop making those? I hope they did.
Yeah, I think they're hard to find now. CC, I always hated getting pop. CC, Crispy Crunch.
Is that
Is CC Crispy Crunch
hey
or
Scott
Coffee
Hall?
Crisp?
What is CC? Yeah, this guy's so hip with it. Yeah, the coffee crisp, crispy crunch.
Emma says absolutely
Cool
Tootsie
Chiclets?
Rolls are worse than Crispy Crunch. I don't even
Nah,
know
man,
why they
Crispy
hated on
Crunch
Tootsie Rolls. I don't
sucks.
even remember what they were. To be honest, I just
What?
didn't like them.
You don't remember what they were? What do you mean, like?
Like what were they?
Oh, like, yeah. Was it like a fudge? Actually, I don't fucking know. Yeah, you're right. What the fuck is?
I just
What
know,
is it?
I just know the flavored ones taste like Laffy Taffy, which is why I was about. Or getting even Laffy Taffy. Boom, yo, Rockets. Rockets were bomb.
Rockets are hype. Yeah, I'm looking up what the hell Tootsie
He
Roll
says
is.
yes, but to Crispy Crunch or Coffee Crisp, which one? I
Yeah,
know CC as a
doesn't
gamer.
help us.
CC to me means crowd control.
Maybe that's what he means. Tootsie Roll is a chocolate flavored taffy-like candy. So it's not even taffy; it's taffy-like. So
That's a no
that's
for
what
me,
it is.
dog.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that their packaging just looks like shit,
Literally,
like doo doo.
yeah.
Yeah, I like Tootsie Rolls, or used to, anyways. Again, Tootsie Pops, wham bam, that's the shit. He just said yes again. That okay.
I
thank
think
you,
he's
Scott.
trolling. He's trolling. He's trolling.
Appreciate it.
Here's a concept. I had a dream about this once, and it sparked. I don't know why I remember every so often, but I had a dream where werewolves were real, but when
Okay.
they like transformed, they were just like domesticated dogs, like super happy to see everyone, like very not aggressive werewolves. And yo, I was like, this is sick. But the only problem was being a werewolf is that you'd still have to wake up naked. So like, I had a friend who was a werewolf, and he would wake up naked and just be like late for his shift, and so I'm like, yo, that sucks.
Decent
So-
trade-off though.
But
Like,
I don't know. Like, would you get full full memory of what you've done? Like, I
Oh,
ate
what
some
do you get?
shit last night.
fuck. Oh, like you don't have control over being the dog.
No,
Like you
no,
just
no,
turn
no.
into like
You just turn
straight
into
up
yeah.
dog. Yeah, that kind of sucks. That
There's
kinda,
no
fuck
rest.
that.
When do you sleep?
Fuck that. If I turn into any kind of animal without like full awareness and I'm just that animal, fuck. Any animal sucks. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's a good choice because you
don't-
choose something
I
like
don't.
an apex predator, you're gonna get shot because
Yep, by some stupid rich person from the States.
yeah, they're gonna drive out here. Dog the Bounty Hunter is gonna join the search.
Dog. So I was doing some homework for this episode
Okay.
because I never knew the origins of Halloween. Do you know the origins of Halloween?
I think so. Are you talking about the specific town where it was raised and stuff like that? The
Town? Oh, no, I didn't know anything about town. I just meant, what do you know? Because this is all new to me.
Okay, so there's a town. Oh, I wish I wrote the town name down. That's the one thing I didn't write down. I think it's called like Stainham or something like that. Don't quote me. And it's like back in the medieval ages, what happened was they believed that phantoms used to roam on Stainham night. If I keep butchering the name, I'm just gonna call it ST night. Or,
I think it's pronounced Sowin. I know what you're talking about. It's spelled like Sam Hain,
maybe,
but it's
yes,
pronounced Sowin, I believe.
Swain? Okay, sure.
Something like that.
So let's call it Halloween now, because now it's referred to as Halloween. So basically, they thought that
Sure.
phantoms existed, so people would go and dress up to scare the evil spirits away.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a little more detail into it. Like this was like the ancient Celtic people, and their new year started on November 1st. So the last day of the year is October 31st, and they thought that the last day of the year was when the gate between our world and the afterlife gets a little blurred, and yes, phantoms and ghosts and stuff would come to wreak havoc, and yeah, they'd like scare people and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. Like I feel like I knew a bit about that as to why people dress up and stuff, but I was like, okay, cool, people dress up. Why the hell are we going door to door to get candy? So apparently, in that same time, like just like the world became very spiritual on that last day of the year, so people had better connection with the afterlife, and they could do fortune tellings and things like that. So people would go door to door, offering like fortune tellings and stuff, like poor people, to get money or food.
Okay.
So they're offering like a trick for a treat kind of deal.
Okay.
And then the rich people would also offer people who came to their doors things that they called soul cakes, which is basically like sweets that they'd offer to these poor people. In return, the poor person has to pray for the rich person and their family for like their well-being and stuff. And I was like, oh, this kind of makes some sense now, I suppose.
Yeah. So do you know the history behind the jack-o'-lantern?
No.
So it was basically it's an Ireland. So this started in Ireland. So it was a myth where basically this guy had made a deal with the devil, and what he had done was basically he had offered a drink with the devil in attempts to try to trick the devil, which he succeeded. So what he had done was offer a drink, couldn't pay for it, so the devil transformed himself into a coin. This guy put it into his pocket, took it home, and kept it underneath a silver cross, so the devil could not change his form. Basically, he made a deal with the devil. It's like, I'll let you leave, but you cannot do anything. Like, you cannot reap my soul for a year, and if I die during this bet, you cannot take me to hell. So the devil agreed. A year later, apparently this guy tricked him again. It didn't say how he tricked him the second time, but anyway, tricks him again. And then during this time, the other year, he dies, and he's supposed to go to heaven. So, but God denied him, being like, I do not want someone this conniving in heaven. It's not right. Denies him, and the devil's like, well, I gotta be true to my part as well. I'm denying him from hell. All he said was I have to deny him. So apparently, the only thing was left was like a burning flame that like, it's called, went around the world, and his only vision is a burning flame, like just a flame spirit, I guess. And it started taking forms in pumpkins. So then over the years, we started carving like turnips and beets, and eventually it led to pumpkins.
That is a crazy story.
Yeah. Which I was like, really? What's
this guy's name?
I think his name was like
Jack something?
Yeah, something Jack.
Yeah, this guy's a badass. Fucking fooling the devil.
Why would you only
over.
negotiate for 1 year?
Yeah, he's a rookie for sure.
This
But
guy
I
was
mean,
confident
he's also
in his
pulling
game.
it off. He's pulling it off. Yeah, maybe he's just like, I'll keep getting you, so here's
Yeah.
the fun. Yo, sick. That guy's a badass.
Certified tricky boy.
Yeah, why don't we learn about that guy a little more? Like, I mean, I don't learn about any of those things.
It's all
That's
Celtic.
why I'm learning about it today.
That's the thing. It's like, how did we adopt all these Celtic things? Like, what?
Well, I think when like the English and stuff started like expanding in Christianity, kind of absorbed some of other religions and stuff
That's fair.
and faiths. So I guess certain no, actually, it's what it is when the English were incorporating the Celtic faiths into their own, they had a date similar to this, All Saints Day,
Okay.
which basically honored like passing of souls and everyone who's dead. And I think it was like it was early November. I forget when it was. It was early November. And they're like, oh, like this is close to your let's call it Halloween. I forget what the actual name, the Celtic name was for it, but it was around the same time. So like, oh, you know what? Instead of just taking away your holiday, let's just fuse ours together, and we'll call it Halloween.
But don't we
Over
still
time.
do All Saints Day separately?
I think some people do.
My
I think
family
maybe-
does.
Do they?
Yeah, so you like go to church and light a candle around like it's like a, I think
Yeah.
it's a statue of Pope John Paul II because Polish people loved him. Just so you guys know that Pope John Paul II was like our boy in Poland. That's the only pope that's relevant. You go there, light a candle underneath him, and then you have to like say a prayer for, you know, all those you,
So what-
you mourn.
What day is that?
I have no idea. I usually don't go. I honestly I don't remember. Let's find out. All Saints Day. November 1st, tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, so I hope you guys go. To our viewers out there, if you guys don't go and pray for us, whatever.
Upset.
I was gonna talk about how Halloween's changed over the years, for our time at least. I don't know if this is relevant to everyone. This is just something I've noticed that when I was younger, Halloween was a very spooky thing. The theme was horror. Like, even as a kid, like, people wore, like, scream masks and all these things, where I feel like now it's a very much a pop culture thing. It's where Halloween is a lot more... I mean, for kids, good. It's more happy. It's not as much of like a scary thing. But I find now I very rarely see anyone dress up as something to be scary. It's usually now like a play on something, play on pop culture, funny, humorous, more than scary ever.
Yeah, I agree. My niece, her Halloween costume this year actually was like a scary, like demonic mask. You know what, screw it. I'm gonna be straight up. This is hers, for sure. But it came with a mask that's like very demonic and like pretty scary looking for a kid, anyways. And yeah, when I saw it, I was like, I thought kind of the same thing as you. And I was like, yeah, you don't see this so much anymore. Like, there are some people who like live for Halloween and they'll like, you know, do some like cool makeup and shit. But like, yeah, for the most part, like you said, you see a lot of pop culture shit or maybe some funny shit. But I was like, damn, you scary girl, because you still like scary stuff.
Yeah, see, I grew out of masks very quickly because I started to understand that it sucked being sweaty all day with a mask on and having to take it off. You're like, what's the point of me having a costume with a mask to have it off half the time?
Yeah, exactly.
The worst thing ever is to go to a costume party with a mask.
Yeah, speaking of costume regrets, so I went to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu open mat today. You know this because I saw you earlier. And I went, and since it's Halloween, I wore a Power Rangers morph suit. For anyone who doesn't know what a morph suit is, it's like those like spandex suits that like cover your entire body, like you zip your head up into it and all. And I was the Red Ranger. I was like, fuck it, let's have some fun, and I'm gonna go do some jiu-jitsu with some guys. Worst thing I've ever done. I made it through like a round and a half before I like almost passed out because I can't fucking breathe or see in that thing, and I'm slipping all over the mask because there's zero friction. It was horrible. It took it off almost immediately. I was like, this is horse shit. I'm just gonna do some regular jits today.
Did you just do it without the mask though?
I finished the second round, like I pulled the mask off and kept going, and then after, because like you can't take the mask off, like it's part of the suit.
Right.
And I didn't want somebody to use it to choke me, so I was like, fuck you guys, I'm taking it off. I know some asshole would have.
I played volleyball today with wings. There you go.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Sorry. As a kid, did you always buy your costumes, or did you ever make them yourself?
My mom would always try to make them, even though I usually didn't want her to. But she killed it. Honestly, like, kudos to my mom. She's like an artsy person. But this year we made our own. As a kid, I typically got it created. Like Pikachu, I was like Pikachu, Charmander. You can't really make that stuff from scratch. It's very hard. It'll look like shit, to be honest, for the most part. Unless you're like a professional cosplayer or tailor, those things don't work well. And then like one time I was like a ninja. My mom helped me make that. It was pretty bomb. We just got like the fake toys, like the weapons. Took it away to school, got confiscated within seconds. I was like in kindergarten. Course. I got straight disrespected. And then how about you?
I was gonna make a very inappropriate joke, but I'm not going to. All of my costumes were homemade. Like my mom always helped me out with that stuff, and they always turned out pretty cool. Like at least good enough where like as a kid I was very happy with them. There was one year I remember though I was Leonardo, the Ninja Turtle. So I had like made like a cardboard like shell. We got like this fabric from Fabricland. First of all, shout out to Fabricland for being the worst store in the world. I fucking hate that place. As a kid, my mom would always take me in there, and I could just feel my soul leaving my body because it's so boring. Anyways, we got this fabric, and she made me like gloves to like give me like the Ninja Turtle hands, and I had all the fix-ins. I made swords and stuff. That's funny because that year, like every house I went to, as the night went on, my costume would progressively just fall apart. And then like the shell broke, it fell off. Like the knee pads and elbow pads fell off. My swords like broke and they dropped. I still had the gloves, and it was like at the end of the night, I was just like this kid in a windbreaker with a green face and the headband. I'm like, "Hey, I'm Leonardo." And they're like, "Yo, you didn't try all that hard, did you?" I was like, "I did, but just didn't work out."
Yeah. Honestly, though, because back as when we were kids, I don't know if I don't see it anymore, but I used to pick a street and bro, I'd run door to door for the entire night. I'd be sweaty as fuck. Like I collected so much candy though. Like I killed it. Like I was efficient. But thinking about it back, I was like, yo, I was that kid. Like all the kids were like running on people's grass trying to go door to door.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, you're very obnoxious, right? Or like now I'm like, yo, honestly, I would hate that kids running on my grass back from my neighbors and stuff, especially if it's wet, destroying the grass.
Yeah.
Like now I'm more conscious of like, yo, that's annoying.
Yeah, but at the same time, I agree with you. It is annoying, but there was a spirit that was in the air back then that just doesn't exist anymore.
It's true.
It doesn't.
Is that true, or is it because we've grown up and we don't really see it like kids see it anymore?
Okay, fair, maybe.
Because
maybe.
when I was
There's
a
definitely
kid,
not as many out. Mind you, sure, we're still in a pandemic. But even still before the pandemic, you don't see as many kids as there used to be. The streets used to be jam-packed with people, and there'd be lineups at houses.
Yeah, I don't like that Halloween is dying. You know what I mean? It's such a shame. Or we're also in the wrong areas. You know what I mean? Like, as a parent, if I wanted to get my kids to go trick-or-treating, I would choose one that has a lot of population, very dense, like townhouses, semis attached.
Sure. Yeah.
Just go wild, right? Where like even like for like my place, it's like our lots are pretty far spread apart. I'm like, yo, a kid would hate our street.
Yeah.
It'd be so inefficient. You'd get like 5 houses after 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I went out with my nieces just before we started this, and I saw some parents. They were in their car, and they were just like, the kid would run out of the car, go to the house, run back into the car, and then drive up a little bit, and they'd go out. And I was like, yo, what is this shit?
What is that?
You guys are fucking cheating. Like, that's not Halloween. Get out and run, kid.
Yeah, that defeats. I mean, like, then again, a lot of things defeat the purpose of Halloween, in my opinion. But that really defeats the purpose of you're not even going door to door.
Yeah, right.
What is that
just
about?
like walking, like
that's lame.
No, the fun.
Yeah, the whole thing was the kids just like, yo, burn out the kids. Like the parents, the one time parents are like chilling, being like, yo, this is sick. Like I'm pretty sure my dad used to take my brother and I for walks locally, to like local streets, so he could like just like kind of drink.
Nice. Yeah, yo.
I mean, hey man,
I'm gonna do that as a parent.
You're not driving, do it up.
That sounds great. That sounds like a blast.
Yeah. Looking at all these drunk little kids just like running around, kids are falling. Yo, that would be a blast just seeing all these kids like wipe out and eat. I'm sorry, like no, I don't want kids to get hurt. That's not the principle here,
but I would laugh.
I would laugh if a kid scorpioned on a lawn where like face down, legs over,
dressed as a scorpion, would be amazing.
That's just pro cosplay. Like that's just
yeah.
Yo. Speaking of cosplayers, yo, they really showed us up for Halloween this year. I posted a picture of my Halloween costume. My friend, who's a professional cosplayer, she showed hers, and I'm like, okay, wow,
that's not fair.
My costume looks like shit. I use foam board.
I gotta say, I liked how yours turned out. It turned out pretty good.
Kronk, yeah.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, which is probably everyone, Lukasz was Kronk from Emperor's New Groove for Halloween. You should post a picture on our Instagram.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, when he was telling me about how he was doing it and he got foam board for like certain parts of the costume, I was like, I don't know, man. No, it looked good.
Yo,
he did a good job.
I was told, so just for anyone who doesn't know Kronk, he kind of has like a very small hat in proportion to his head. It almost like floats. And it's like a little like antenna. And I was told that hat actually suits me and my personality. Like I should actually get a hat like that.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Apparently, it just
Is
suited
that an
me.
insult? I don't know
I
if
didn't
that's
take it
an
as an insult, like because like yo, if you gave me a little toque with like a propeller hat, I'd rock that shit all day.
Now that you mentioned the propeller hat, yeah, I see it.
That
I
and
see
you
it.
can now connect the
I see it
propeller
in
hats like via phone cable to your phone, so it's like a windmill, right? Stay tuned for our
sick.
next invention episode.
Always charging your phone.
Yeah.
Yo, that'd be wicked.
Yeah, now with the weather that Halloween is on a year-to-year basis, it's gonna be fucking charging. Let me tell you, with those windstorms.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I've
But
seen kids almost take off.
you need to invest in one of those. That actually sounds great.
Yeah, that's the sad thing too. Is that even when we were younger, weather was way more practical for Halloween. Where nowadays,
I thought tonight was one of the better nights in recent history.
yes.
I mean, still not ideal, but in recent history is definitely one of the best nights.
Yeah, because typically what I've seen is kids have to have their costume and they have to wear a jacket over it. And I'm like, that sucks. That's so lame.
Yeah, it ruins the whole. That was me for so many years.
But
Have
that's
this wicked costume underneath and then throw on my jacket because it's fucking cold. It's such a waste.
Is there anything like so if you could professionally have a costume done, like 10 out of 10, like movie, cinema, like accurate costume, what would you have? Like you have to put zero effort. This costume is handed
You
to you
just
for
get
life.
it.
What?
I feel like I'd be stupid not to say Iron Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh wow, okay, wow, that blows my mind out of the water a lot.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna be like Nightwing or Batman. Batman. I like Nightwing's visual. I think
Sure,
Nightwing's
yeah.
armor's visually better.
I agree, but I mean, it would look cool.
Okay,
Sure,
I
would
mean,
look
like
cool,
it
but
doesn't.
There's no.
You can't fly and call Jarvis, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like a costume.
Yeah, no, still,
Okay.
still.
Okay, good. I did.
Yeah, no, yeah. Now that I get the actual Iron Man suit, like
Trick or treat.
become
Okay.
Iron
Bust
Man,
out his flamethrower.
that'd be wicked. No, yeah, I'd for sure pick Iron Man. That'd be
Or
sick.
I'd be the Hulk. The Hulk's his muscle suit. Like you get like a movie accurate one where like you literally like step into it and you take over like the Hulk. How sick would that be?
I can't imagine it looking good, but sure.
That's movie
What are you
accurate.
gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with that?
Walk.
Ring doorbells, collect some candy. Duh. That's my bad. Oops. Oh goodness.
Block grocery store aisles. You know the deal. Why is this guy blocking the pea aisle? I'm like, Jolly Green Giant's my nemesis, bro. Like I gotta get him.
What's the best costume you've ever seen?
Best costume. In terms of, I guess just quality.
Sure.
So these friend of a friend of mine, they as a couple always go hard in the paint for Halloween, like dressed to the nines. He one time dressed as the genie from Aladdin, and it was
Oh, it was hype?
impressive. Like they used professional body paint, like
Okay.
expensive ass shit, and they did it.
Shit.
Then they had leftovers, so the next year they were Smurfs, and they killed it. They did an amazing job. Good. kudos to
Damn.
them. Yeah.
Yo, that's sick.
How about you?
I'm trying to think about it. Nothing comes to mind. Not that I mean, maybe I am like a Scrooge for Halloween. Yeah, I don't think I've seen it. I don't want to count cosplay, because cosplay, that's cheating. Those guys do it all year round. It's like a fucking job for them. Like, I've seen some amazing cosplay shit. But, no, like, as far as, like, Halloween costumes, I don't know that I've seen anything that I'm like, whoa, sick. Yeah.
Not even dog costumes. Like
No.
when a wiener dog has a hot dog costume, that's like
Okay,
that's
sounds
up
pretty
there. That's
fucking
top
sick.
5.
That's pretty fucking sick.
Yo, that's-
My mom got me got my dog 2 costumes. One of them is like he's like a banana split. So there's like 2 bananas down his side and he's got the ice cream on his back, and then one he's a taco. Honestly, yeah, those are probably some of my favorite costumes.
I feel like dog
Rather than
costumes.
human costumes.
You have to admire them. Like they're just so great.
They are pretty funny. A lot of them are pretty funny.
I'd go like if I had a kid and a dog, I'd probably give my dog the sicker costume. Like it's just how it is. Like it's just better because the kid will have to have some input into it. Where the dog, it's like this is what I want for you. Where the kid's like, I don't want to be Iron Man. I'm like,
I want
come
to be a
on.
princess. Yeah, exactly. No, you know the dog ones that I love the most are the ones where like they have the fake arms like on the shoulders.
Yeah.
So like when you see them running towards you, it looks like they're like actually like a tiny person.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. I fucking love those. I watch those videos all day.
Like I always see Frenchies dressed up as Baby Yoda.
That's true. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, you haven't seen that? Oh, like it's the
No.
same thing with the arms. Or little, I guess Grogu. Baby Yoda's not his name,
Right.
and that's
right.
incorrect of us to say. I'm sorry. So
That's one of those things that we'll never be able to correct. Everyone's gonna call him Baby Yoda.
have you ever? Okay, so we're talking about costumes, but what I always admire too is people who go all out for dressing up their house for Halloween, like dressing up,
Yeah.
like decorating. Sorry.
Yes.
Like what we did was we had a neighbor who used to have this big ass parking lot. They would park their 4 vehicles. They had like 4 like SUVs, and then put tarp over it and make it like a tunnel, so kids
Cool.
like walked through it for treats. And like
Cool.
they would put like string lights all over, and they didn't make it like they knew kids were going in there.
Yeah.
So they just made string lights, and then at the end it would just be them on a picnic like table, basically giving them a treat at the end, being trick or treat. Here you go. And they would always have a sign being like for adults, just go around, and they would give them like the little like tequila bottles, like the sampler bottles.
Yo, that's
Yeah.
sick.
I didn't actually know that for like years until my dad's like, "Yo, this is my favorite house." I see him with a bottle. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I used to love like there was a house in my neighborhood that would like set up like a haunted house. Like so you'd actually have to like they'd do like a little maze on their driveway. You'd have to actually go through their garage and like at the end you get your candy, but like they'd try and scare you and stuff on the way and that shit you don't see that effort anymore. And that shit was so cool.
Yeah, see, for me, like, I would totally love to do that shit. I'd always feel bad if scaring a kid where, like, they start crying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know it's part of the thing that parents understand. I would just feel terrible. I feel like shit. It'd weigh on my conscience.
So there was this one year where well, I was older. I forget how old I was at the time, but I would stand at the door, and I had like this. My sister had this long like cloak with like a really big hood. So like once you had the hood on, like no one could see your face and stuff because it just hung so low. And I like stood in the doorway right by the window too, so people could see me. But I was like on my knees, and I guess the way I was standing, like it looks too awkward to be a person. And it's like too short, but like the head's big, so like it's not a kid. Like, and I guess people just didn't assume that I would be kneeling. And my brother would very obviously be out there. And he'd answer the door for people, and everyone would think I was like a statue. And like every now and then I'd jump out and scare some kids. It was fun. But I can't see what I'm doing because this hood's covering my vision. So I just know the doorbell rang. I know the door's open. I know a kid's there. I'm just going to scare whoever's there. So this one time, like, I lift the hood and I jump out and scare the kid. And it's the cutest little girl. The girl's like 2 years old. Just this adorable little princess in it. And she freaks the fuck out. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my god. Like,
Yeah, see, that's the thing, man. I'd feel so bad. Like, it's the festivities that parents understand. It's all good
Sure.
at the end of the
Yeah.
night, but like, yeah, you feel terrible. You feel
Yeah, like
bad.
the mom was laughing and she was like, ah, it's okay. And I was like, no, like come on. Like she didn't come here for this. Like an older kid, I don't care. I don't give a shit.
It's always funny
Like a
when
little kid.
it's funny when they make it awkward after, like the parents like, here, go get some candy, and the kid's obviously not down, and the parents pushing, and the kid's like,
Yeah.
and like you
That
have to
shit's
be nice
cool.
about, be like, here you go. Like you guys change
Yeah.
your voice and everything.
Yeah, you gotta
So
cheer 'em on
funny.
a little bit.
Yeah, like same thing. Like we do jack-o'-lanterns, but since we didn't give out candy this year, because I'm here and not able to give out candy, I feel bad that I didn't light my I kept my pumpkins inside because I didn't want to deceive kids, being like, yo, there's lights
Yeah.
around. Come
Yeah,
grab
yeah,
some
yeah.
non-existent candy.
Yeah, it's true. Catfishing these kids for nothing.
Honestly, for real
Mm.
though. I don't know if you've ever heard of this folklore, but also one piece of folklore says that if a young unmarried person walks down the stairs backwards at midnight of Halloween while holding a mirror, first off, this is all health and safety out the window.
Yeah,
This is
yeah, I was
dumb
gonna say this sounds so
with
dangerous.
no hand railings. Imagine
Yeah.
that the face that appears in the mirror will be their next lover.
Sorry. Run through the. You gotta walk down the stairs backwards
With
a
a
mirror in
mirror,
your hand.
and
at
if while you're
midnight.
looking at the mirror, apparently, the next lover of yours will appear in the mirror. I'm like, bro, it's because your next lover is God because you fall down the stairs looking in the mirror.
Break your fucking neck. Funny, I want to try this, but if my if my wife to be's face doesn't show up, it's gonna be a real fucking awkward conversation.
It's so funny when it's just a reflection of you the whole time. You're like, babe,
Oh yeah.
I think I love me. It's probably how Kanye came to the realization.
Babe, I think I'm gay for myself.
Damn it, Halloween. Damn it.
You got me again.
It's because I got such a sexy costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do like how Halloween's for all ages. Like, there's like
Yeah.
innocent, scary stuff. Then there's like the real horror of the horror for adults. Those big ass haunted houses that scare everyone.
Yeah.
And then it just just like even for kids, I loved the arts and crafts days on Halloween days when elementary schools would do that. And it'd be like everything was Halloween themed, like crossword puzzles, like or like make your own skeleton, just little shit like that. Like I love that whole theme.
That shit was fun.
Going to elementary school as a kid on Halloween was like the most hyped day of the year. There's no better.
Yeah, that's what my brother and I were talking about today while we were taking our nieces out. Was like we were talking about like just how old we are and like how we've lived like several lifetimes. But at least that's what it feels like. And he was like, "Oh man, just like imagine when we were like 10 years old going trick or treating, like what that felt like." And I was like, "Yeah, man, like that was this shit. Like there was a buzz in the air on those nights, and like
It was
when I think about it, it's like almost like trying to remember a dream. Like it's like, did this actually happen, kind of thing."
it was like our first adrenaline rush. Like now, it just doesn't have the same feeling because you've done way more, I guess, social and exciting things like parties and stuff.
For
where
sure,
like
for sure.
it just wouldn't live up to the same. Where as a kid, like this was like the social thing of the year. Like Halloween was the shit.
True.
Like
Yeah.
unless you're like on a sports team with constantly interacting with people, when it's just like outside of your school people, or you meet up with friends from school,
Yeah.
right? It was like a big thing.
Yeah, going trick or treating with your friends, that was always
Yeah, that was
sick.
bomb when you linked up.
Did you ever do multiple runs? Like for example, let's say you went with a pillowcase. That's what I always did. Took a pillowcase.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You filled it up. Are you done for the night, or are you dumping and going back out?
So I used to walk with my. So when I went with my parents, my dad used to have a garbage bag, like the heavy duty garbage
Yes.
bag, and we'd empty our pillowcases into that as like a few houses. When it's like the pillowcase was starting to get heavy as kids. And what we'd do is once the garbage bag is full, he would go to the car and grab another garbage bag. We used to come home with
That's sick.
a lot of candy because there's also two of us who were like actively running along.
Yeah.
And he takes dad tax where he takes every single chocolate bar he likes.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I would keep going. Then back in the days where, I was getting like maybe a little older, like 10, 12, and I'd go with my friends instead of parents, we'd fill up our pillowcase and we just dip.
Yeah, that's not
Then,
bad.
then we'd hang out and watch a horror movie at a friend's house while like sorting through our candy and like doing trades and stuff.
Trades, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it used to be the same for us. Like when I was younger, like whichever adult was going with us would have a bigger like, garbage bag for us to dump into and just kind of keep going for the night. Then as I got older and was like able to go out on my own, yeah, I was like fill up your pillowcase, dump it, go back out, and just like I'd probably only do it twice to be honest, maybe 2 runs. I was talking about that with my wife to be today, and she was like, "Oh yeah, once we filled up our bag once, like that was the night." I'm like, "What?"
You guys gotta be greedy on Halloween, man. You gotta keep going until you start getting denied multiple times in a row, saying it's too late or like they start turning off the lights. Like we used to go until we couldn't.
Yeah,
Quite
yeah.
frankly. Even if we only got like 2 houses on one street because like no one else is doing it anymore, would still take our shot if
Gotta
lights
get
were
those
on.
2 houses. Okay, so what do you think about like an age restriction for Halloween? Or well, sorry, for trick or treating.
Okay, so this is a sensitive topic for me. Let me tell you, because I was 6
Yep.
foot when I was like 13, going to 14 into high school. So at that point, I was cut off because everyone thought I was an adult, and it sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I personally don't care about age. If a parent with their kid comes and he has a bag, I will give him candy too. Go for it. I don't care. You know what? It's also because the frequency of kids you get nowadays. Like I'm happy to get rid of this stuff. Like please take it.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah,
you?
I agree. I don't think it's age. I think it's the effort you put in. Like if an adult comes in a costume, I don't care. Here's your candy. Good for you. Have fun, bro. But sometimes I see like those like teenagers and stuff, and they aren't wearing a damn thing. They're just coming, and they're just like, "Hey, it's Halloween." I'm like, "Wow, you didn't even put any effort into your costume to, be festive at all. Fuck off." Obviously, I wouldn't say that. I'd give them a little something, but yeah,
I've seen
I
those
feel like if you
signs.
put in the effort, get it.
Have you seen those signs? Some people leave signs being like "No costume, no candy."
Oh, seriously?
And
No,
I
I've
think
never seen that.
that's a great rule of thumb. If you're not
Yeah.
really doing it, I mean, you know what though? I feel bad saying that because I had like friends who weren't, their parents were not all festive and didn't believe in Halloween, so they'd
Sure.
literally go as a vampire and like have like a garbage bag like as a cape. You know what I mean? Like those kind of people were like, I
Yo,
feel like,
it's
but
effort.
there's still an
It's
effort.
effort.
That's
Yeah.
that's the thing. As long as you try, even if you have nothing and you still try, good. It's yeah. If you
More
walk
than
in with
enough.
jeans and a t-shirt and say trick or treat, I'm a country singer, fuck off.
Yeah.
Get in
I'm
your,
just gonna
get in your
punch you.
truck and leave.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I remember as a kid too, like I think it was around age 13 or something like that. Yeah, I went to some houses and they were like, "Aren't you too old to be trick or treating?" And I was like, maybe, but like, you gonna give me that candy or what? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. As a kid who like, because I remember at the time like I still enjoyed it. Like I'd go out with my friends and it was fun. But then like, for someone to kind of shit on the fun and be like, "Hey, you should stop doing this thing," I was kind of like, "Oh fuck."
It's kind of that's
Am I?
kind of bitch.
I'm not allowed to
That's a
do this,
bitch
right?
move.
That kind
Yeah.
of shits on all the enjoyment.
Yeah, but I mean, like, why does that bother you that someone's just doing it? Like, to be honest, yo,
Yeah.
if it was an all if it was a well known all age thing, I'd be doing it. 100%. If I was able to, I would literally be out there.
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah. If it
hustling.
was accepted, sure, it'd be fun.
I'd be respectful of the kids in front of me, but damn, would I get some candy?
Yeah. Obviously, I'd prioritize the kids.
Yeah, it was very hurtful when you first hear that, and I feel like that's how all people stop. You get told, aren't you a little
Yeah.
too old for this?
Like,
And-
okay.
I'd say, oh, all right. I remember because I was trick or treating with my friends who were like a foot shorter than me, and they thought like I was their dad. And I was like, okay, this is kind of lame. I don't really want to trick or treat anymore. So, but then I also had a job at that point. I was like 14. You know what though? It did push it to 14, which is kind of my fault. Like it's a little. Is that old?
I think that's about the age people start getting shit on for going out.
Yeah.
But again, I think if you put on a costume, I don't care.
I had my first job, so I just started buying. I literally, what my friends and
buy
I
your
did
own
is we
candy.
bought candy, we stayed in my basement, and we all played League of Legends the whole night.
Actually, sounds pretty sick.
Yeah. We just had a good time. I'm trying to think of. Oh, okay. So most common costumes. So this is a poll in the States. So I will go for kids, adults, and I have pets. I have a list of pets ones too. So I think it's
Okay.
like top 5. If you're to go for a list of Halloween costumes in America for kids, what do you think? Now these are both genders, so you can throw
What
some
ye-
options on both sides.
What year? What year is this?
This is 2020. Last year.
Princess.
Okay.
A cop.
Okay.
No. Princess, cop, clown, vampire, zombie.
Wow. One of them you got on the so number 2 is princess was the second most common one.
Okay.
All your other ones were not on this list.
Oh shit.
The first one was Spider-Man. Which I was like, yo,
Okay.
I respect that. Yo, I was
I
Spider-Man
dig
once,
it.
also my favorite superhero, so I'm down. So it's Spider-Man,
Spider-Man's sick.
princess, Batman, then superheroes in general, like mixture of Wonder Woman, all the other superheroes, Hawkeye.
Sure.
I don't know who's gonna be Hawkeye, but if you're Hawkeye, cool. And then Witch.
Witch. Oh, Minimax said witch. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, yeah. So
Witch.
Witch is top 5 for kids. Now
Ah.
for adults,
Oh, yeah, I think I can nail this one. Both genders again?
yeah, both genders again. Oh,
Cop.
both, all genders.
Sorry. Oof.
Very 2020 of you. Thank God it's a 2020 list.
How dare I? Cop, nurse. Oh, fuck. Cop, nurse.
Think of typical Halloween, a typical Halloween costume, just to give you a little nudge in the
It's
right
always-
direction.
Cop to nurse. Okay,
No,
cop.
I mean like Halloween themed. When you think of like a crossword of Halloween, like creatures
Oh,
or like
oh, right. Okay, yeah.
or
Okay, so I'll go
humanoids.
cop, nurse, witch, cat. Last one, Frankenstein.
Yo, Frankenstein's hype. By the way, I was never Frankenstein, but yo, so for adults it goes witch, vampire, ghost,
Ghost.
cat, and then pirate.
vampire. No nurse on there. No nurse or
Yo,
cop.
I was very shocked with cops because to me it's the most well, I guess basic. Couple's costume is cop and robber, right?
Yeah,
Everyone
absolutely.
knows. Ball and chain. Everyone knows that one.
Yeah.
The other one is some sort of matching food,
Okay.
like wiener and hot dog bun, like those kind of things. I
Sure.
think it's for couples pretty basic.
Peanut
I don't have a
butter
couples
jelly.
list. I wish it did.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd like to see a couple's list.
For dogs. So sorry. This is pets in general. However, majority of the time it is dogs. So let's just list off dog ones. Top 5.
I think witch again.
Okay.
Hot dog is one of them.
Okay.
Maybe a vampire, spider, and let's say scorpion.
Yo, spider was a good one. I am so surprised it's not on this list as well.
What?
But yo,
Spider's not on the list.
The first one actually shocked me. I was almost in disbelief. So pumpkin, hot dog,
Okay.
cat, like you dress your dog as a cat, bumblebee, and get this, ambulance.
What?
Like people who dress their like dogs
That's
as
in the
ambulances.
top 5?
Yeah. Yo, I was like,
Bro,
that's killer.
That's nuts.
Yo, when
How
I
the
heard
top
ambulance,
5?
I was like, yo, that's legit. I'm down.
That makes no sense. That's rigged.
Okay, are there any costumes that you think are overrated or overdone?
I think the cop and nurse thing are
Don't say
done
doctor.
quite a bit. Doctor, fucking hell. No. Cops, nurses. As common as witch is, I don't think it's overdone. I'm cool with seeing a witch. I'm surprised I didn't see as much Squid Game shit out on the streets today.
I saw a
Yes, I
lot of
found
Money
that.
Heist.
Really? Did
So
you?
like them wearing like basically their outfit, which is almost like Squid Game's outfit, I guess, the jumper,
Similar,
right?
The
With
jumps.
the hood.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw a lot of Money Heist. I think it's because everyone assumed everyone else was gonna be Squid Game, so everyone backed off. And everyone's playing everyone. That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
For your next
Interesting.
game. I think the cowboy thing. Give it a rest.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of that.
I always see it. I think maybe it's because when I used to work more in like the country area, like north, I would see it like 90% of the time was that.
Really?
Yeah. Some
feel like
sort
it's
of
almost-
cowboy or a cowgirl, just like. in
Oh
costume.
yeah, that's true. You see a lot of fucking cowgirls, and to me, it's lazy. It's lazy. You're
It's
not-
very lazy.
Meanwhile, I just have a fucking hat on.
Yo,
so
I
who-
think-
who am I to judge?
I think one of the best things is when guys dress up as cats. I think that shit's hilarious.
I think that shit's funny as fuck too.
The best. Yeah.
Yeah,
really good.
one Halloween I threw a party and I dressed up as a sexy cat. I had a blast. I had like these leopard print tights. I had a tail and I was topless, and then I just had cat ears and painted whiskers on. I had fun.
Yeah, I think cops and robbers for couples is overplayed.
So what do you think as far as provocative costumes?
I'm here for it as long as it's like provocative but makes sense. You know what I mean? Like a slutty bumblebee. Doesn't really.
That
do
makes
it.
sense.
You want
Gotta
to see
spread
my
that
stinger?
pollen, baby. Gotta spread that pollen.
As long as it's not over the top slutty, where I'm like, what's the point of you even wearing anything?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
I've been to ABC parties, which is like anything but clothing, so you have to do
Yeah.
everything DIY. And I've seen people who just straight up just wear duct tape to cover like across their tits, and I'm like, or caution tape. Sorry, I was
Wow.
like, oh, and what they were
Okay.
was I think it was a road wreckage, and I was like, okay,
Huh.
yeah.
Well, hey, that works, I suppose.
Slutty
Yeah,
bumblebee and a flower, perfect.
Yeah,
For
me
next
Max
year.
says, yeah. Next year, couple costumes, slutty bumblebee, and a flower. Lucas, you have to be the bumblebee. 'Cause that'd be funny as shit.
Yo, or I'll be Poison Ivy, and then she can be the penguin.
The Danny DeVito penguin.
Yeah, please.
That's amazing. Um, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about that. You were talking about the shit. I had something to say. Anyways. Oh well, take me to a different story. There was one time I went to a friend's uh, birthday party for Halloween. I think their birthday is actually on Halloween. Either way, we went out to a club, and I wore my Tarzan outfit. For anyone who hasn't seen my Tarzan outfit, it's basically just leopard print cloth draped over one shoulder and like kind of like a loincloth, I suppose. And we went to a club, and I was with another buddy who was dressed as the Pope, and he thought he was gonna get a lot of laughs because he thought he was being clever and whatnot. So we get to the club, and like no one's paying attention to him, and for some reason, everybody loves my Tarzan outfit. Like I had some flowers and stuff around my waist, but like I'm basically the male version of a slutty costume. And everyone just loved it. Like girls and guys alike. We kept calling me like, "Yeah, sick, bro. Like that's awesome." And like my buddy who was dressed as the Pope was so upset. He was like, "What the hell?" He's like, "Next year I'm gonna dress like a slut and I'll get all the attention." I'm like, "Bro, I didn't do it for this. Just so happens you gotta show a little nip, and everyone likes it."
I'm a big advocate for free the nip, especially in those situations. Why the hell are you not dressed up? Who's not dressed up? Oh, maybe he's calling you a clown, or maybe he doesn't see the fact that I have a stethoscope.
No, I think he might be calling me a clown. Kempo, how dare you? Have you ever seen those? I mean, it's not necessarily Halloween, but just as far as dressing up goes, those.
Is slutty a term that describes a female? No, I think it's gender neutral.
Yeah, I would say dudes can be sluts too. I guess I just assumed. Yeah, because I did say male slutty version of something, so I implied that it's female specific. But no, I'd call a dude a slut too.
Yeah,
sure.
I call it's funny because even just off of that, like I call guys slut more probably.
Yeah, it's true.
Than girls.
Thank you for calling me out on that, Scott. You're absolutely right. I think it's gender neutral.
Keep on check, Scott. Get him.
So what I was gonna say is like, yeah, it's not so much the a costume for Halloween stuff, but when people do the ugly sweater costumes, just to stay on topic of provocative outfits. You ever seen the ones where people like the chicks will like cut a hole in their shirt and just have their tit out, but like decorate it as Rudolph?
Yeah, I've seen that.
You know what? I think it's hilarious.
I think it's funny too.
I think it's super funny.
That's a lot of confidence.
Yes.
Maybe I
yes,
should do it next year with my nip.
Could you? That'd be funny as shit. I would do it, but I think it would just be disappointing.
You're saying, yeah.
There was a mutual friend of ours who did that at a family Christmas event. It was like family and friends, and they did that, and I thank God I wasn't there. But I heard it was extremely awkward that this person's tit was just out while people were talking to their siblings and shit.
Yeah, there's definitely costumes that are different for friends and different for family. That would be one of those ones I would stay away from family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like even like just having costumes where like you're full, like if you're trying to be slutty or trying to be provocative. I also wouldn't do that at a family function. So it's weird.
That's where I'll be completely honest and I'll own my double standard there. Like I've had family parties where I've been completely topless. For example, when I threw my brother and his wife their engagement party, I had invited everyone over and I told everyone that I had important news to share. And everyone thought it was about me not knowing that obviously these two got engaged. And that whole party, I wore a cardigan, I had no shirt underneath, and just like a big ass chain around my neck. But I was like topless. Most of my parties, I'm always topless. So yeah, I mean, I'm always dressed provocatively, but if I were a chick, I would do it differently. And I understand that is a double standard, but I would do it differently.
I think it depends on how, because a guy being shirtless isn't as bad as like someone showing like basically intense cleavage. Does that make sense? Is that fair? I don't even, it doesn't even feel right to say that. These are
Okay,
just double
so
standards.
here's my argument for it though. I agree with you. Is I think a girl showing her breast is different from a guy showing their breast. Now I get that the anatomy is the same. Different is probably just the levels of fat in that particular area of the body. But we have the same. We all have nipples. We all have areolas. It's the same shit. They just have more fat content in there than most guys. I get that, and I get that it's the same thing, and that it should not be treated differently than guys. But if okay, let's take it to a pool. Girls see a guy topless at a beach. They don't care. Okay, cool. That's the standard. We'll leave it there. Guys are allowed to be topless because girls don't really give a shit. But as guys, we're telling you, I dig boobies. I dig boobies. It's like we've set the standard. Like, so the point I'm trying to make is like when women get upset, they're like, stop sexualizing women being topless and not men. Well, you guys aren't sexualizing men, but men, we're telling you straight up, we enjoy the sight.
I do agree.
So
though.
it is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do agree though when they're like, you know, we should have the same right to be topless like you. I'm like, you know what? I support you on that. Do it.
For multiple reasons, absolutely. No, I do agree. Like, you shouldn't get charged for indecent exposure. You should have the right to do what you want. But I'm telling you right now, if you do it, don't get mad if a guy looks, or if a guy.
It's just associated.
Like,
with
we're
me,
telling you, we're telling you, if it's nice, it's nice. Like, that's on you.
So okay. On the other end though, like, because you associate, you know, women's boobs with nudity, but
Sure.
you know what I associate less with nudity? Someone's butthole. So what if is it okay for us to show our buttholes?
Why do you associate that?
Because I don't take it as genitalia. You know what I mean? Like penis.
What do you
vagina.
mean?
Okay, so like for me, nudity would be like showing off your penis, vagina, whatever. I don't know anatomy.
Yeah.
To tell you, but like, that's my definition of nudity. I guess is really like you are showing your genitalia, like your reproductive genitalia.
So would you be comfortable with your anus exposed?
I personally would not be.
Okay, good. Thank God.
But what I'm saying is like, what's worse, showing your butt or showing your boobs?
I imagine your butt is way worse.
Is it though? Because girls will wear thongs and stuff at the beach. Like it's basically just what is the definition of nudity when you're wearing a thong? Is it just the butthole? I'm sorry that we're staying off.
No, you're right.
From Halloween.
No, but this is a good conversation. You're absolutely right. Is the deciding factor between nudity and being somewhat covered up just that line?
Because when you're showing boobs, if you cover the areolas, are you really flashing your boobs? Because it's really,
You know what's so weird about that?
yeah.
Is you're absolutely right. Let's say some chick put on pasties, and the pasties were a picture of a nipple. It still wouldn't be as satisfying.
Yeah, like
And I don't know why.
Is that considered being fully topless? Like, well, yes, technically yes. If topless definition is you don't have a top on, sure. But I mean,
Sure.
like,
You're not fully exposed. I
yeah, you're not fully
suppose.
exposed though. So it's the same thing with a thong. You just cover up that hole as long as it lines up. You're safe.
You're good. Yeah, that's strange. This is interesting.
I'm actually quite frustrated.
Yeah, where's the line?
So if you're to be a slut on Halloween as a guy, if you wear a banana hammock, you're chilling.
Yeah, I guess so.
If you're wearing if you're covering just the front though, is it still like indecent?
So like people
Only if
could
you
see it from
bend
the
down,
back?
right? Huh?
So you're saying like people could see it from the back?
Yeah. Well, I mean, people aren't gonna see your butthole from the back unless you make a drastic movement or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
You still got cheeks,
sure.
right? So.
Sure. Yeah. Unless someone's got a really flat ass. It's like so flat. There's
Do
nothing
some
covered.
squats. Do yourself a favor. Do some squats and eat some meat. Or protein. Sorry, it doesn't have to
What
be
was your
meat.
question though? Are you still exposed?
Yeah, like, are you still
Wait.
nude? You're still considered like indecently exposed?
I would say so. Yeah, I'd say so.
I
know if someone.
If
I know
children
if
were
I
around,
threw
yes.
I Even if no kids were around, I know if I threw a Halloween party and some guy came like that, get the fuck out of my house. I don't want your anus sitting on my chairs and shit. What the fuck?
What if they dressed like the cover for their penis was like when the aliens explode out of the chest? It's just that, but there. So it suits the costume.
That's hilarious. That'd be amazing. Okay, so if a girl wears pasties but her breasts are completely exposed, well, I guess not completely, but majority of it is exposed, excluding the pasties, we don't call that full nudity. So if a guy wore something just over the shaft, but his balls are still showing, is he good?
Like a chastity cage.
But doesn't that cover everything? Like sure, let's say that, but it's like fully covered, so you can't see through the.
Yeah. There's ones like that where it's just like basically like just an insert.
Sure. Okay, let's say that.
Uh,
Like, could you get away with that? Is that okay? Is that my new beach speedo?
this is a loaded question. I don't know. I mean, I would be shocked if someone did that. Probably.
I wouldn't be okay with it. I would not be okay.
Especially if they're going to pick something up and like their balls like touch the floor.
Why are they going so low to pick it up? Are they picking it up with their butthole? Their exposed butthole?
It's like when Wilma looks for her glasses and she's like, you know what I mean?
Oh, like that. I imagine them squatting. So
I did imagine them squatting, but I changed the scenario.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I guess I'd consider them the same. You wearing pasties and everything else exposed is the same as us. I wouldn't. No. I'd say. What if you cover like up like the actual like ball part, so like it shows like where everything's forming from your like your waistline, but it just stops right there.
It is.
That would be like the equivalent of pasties.
Sure. Sure. That's fair. It'd still be weird as shit, but I think you're right.
Guys, so don't get these Halloween costumes to heart. Like, don't do this.
Okay, so what if you wore a pasty over your butthole? Are you good?
Yeah, I would say so.
I think you're right. I think it would be fine, but pretty fucking weird.
Pretty out of line. Especially
way
for a
out of
family
line.
function.
Way out of line.
It's funny because all these scenarios is like
For a family function. I guess we were talking about family functions. Dressing weird.
I do find that costume parties now, I feel like people put less and less effort every year. Out of my maybe out of people I know.
That's true. Maybe we're just friends with a bunch of losers.
I think as you get older, like you start having different like for me, I'm like, yo, I did not want to spend money on my costume. I spent maybe $20. Just foam board.
That's
like,
good.
$9.
That's good.
I tore up some stuff I had. Then I'm like, oh, I don't wear this shit anyway. Let's turn it into a costume.
Yeah.
But I think there's more of an expense thing to it because, like, yo, getting a new costume every year, that's expensive.
Yeah, you wear it once. Like, you gotta do some repeats.
Have you ever repeated a costume?
Yeah, I wore that Tarzan outfit several times.
I've worn my SWAT team outfit many times. In fact, my girlfriend wants to be SWAT team next year, but like actual, like good SWAT.
Like riot gear kind of shit.
Like dressed pretty well.
Nice. That's cool. I think that's a great idea.
I know a few officers. Maybe they'll let me borrow their like uniforms or something.
No, that's not happening.
You don't think so?
Let you borrow their gun as well.
Taser?
Yeah. Taser. Sorry, kind of going back a little bit. I know it's kind of off topic, but when we talk about anyone, let it be a man or a woman dressing provocatively, you tell me if you're in the same camp as me in this one. But I'm the kind of guy, like, when a girl... I find it more attractive when a girl is wearing something... It might be a sexy outfit. Like, they don't have to be a slut or anything, exposing too much, but, like, as long as they're dressed well, because I prefer that than them being completely in the nude, because there's something left to the imagination.
I think that's how it always is, though.
Is it? Okay, cool. It's not just me? Okay.
I think it's the same thing, like, if you think... we're going so off topic here, but, like...
Way off topic.
When guys send girls dick pics, like, it's, like, not flattering at all, ever. It's better to send, like, I'm not professional here. Doctor, actually. Psychology here. It's better to send a bulge pic to leave some to the imagination.
Yes, I agree.
It's always been like that. So I think, I think
I've never done that. But...
I think that's where costumes and, like, even people's when people have like the I guess the costume fetishes and stuff like that. I guess that's where
Mhm.
it comes to play. Is like there's some imagination to it. It's not just same old same. It's like this is different. This is new. There's some sort of
Yeah,
like you can make it your scenario kind of deal, right?
exactly. Yeah. Whereas instead of just showing everything, it's like, oh, nice.
It's so funny because there's
Ends
certain
there.
costumes that I always associate with stuff. Like if a woman dresses up as a schoolgirl, I'm instantly like, that's like it's a fetish thing. That's not a costume. like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I instantly associate with like stuff like
You
that.
kinky. Yeah.
Um, what else? Trying to think. Or like when a girl, like when someone dresses up as a princess, I like immediately almost like, I'm like, oh, you're like, I affiliate them with being a kid. You know what I mean? I don't know how to
Yes.
explain it.
Yes. There's like an innocence to them.
Yeah, super innocence to it. So
Okay. Let's throw out a hypothetical there. Let's say you go to a Halloween party, and there's a bunch of chicks dressed however they please. What costume gets your attention? Or let's say you're single. You're single going into this party,
okay,
and you want to approach a girl. Which girl's gonna catch your attention in what costume?
so funny. So I'm very different. The one who has a funny costume.
Yes, I agree.
I if they have a funny costume where I can talk to them about something and like it gives me a good laugh, screw everyone else. Like you won that. Like even if it's like something that's like not at all showing anything, like where it's like just like a baggy sweater and that sweater is like, just something like there's like some sort of relevance to it. Like
Yep.
like a good funny one I saw recently, which one of our mutual friends did, is French toast, where they dressed up
Hmm.
as a French
Sure.
person and had like bread over like this big like bread like almost like I guess double sided.
Call that, yeah.
Let's just call it an apron. Let's just call it an apron. Let's say
Sure.
so like French toast. I'm like, yo, that's good. That's punny.
Clever.
I'm
Yeah.
down for that. When people just dress obnoxiously slutty, like I don't get it. Like that's not for me. I do get other guys' appeals because there are, other people.
Sure, I'll enjoy the show. Fuck it, who cares? But yeah, I'm with you. I think the funny costume and sometimes like the frumpy costume, funny as hell. I'm down. Like that girl's gonna get my attention. Like if I went to a party and there was a bunch of, again, nurses, cops, sexy kittens and stuff, and then I saw a girl in the corner dressed as an avocado, I'm gonna go talk to that chick because that's so funny, and I bet you don't look good at all in it. So
And because avocados are expensive, so
yes, avocados are. So, maybe that's why I wouldn't talk to her because that means going on dates with her would be expensive.
high maintenance. Yeah,
Yeah, fuck that.
avocado and toast on the first date.
Oof, that's an expensive meal.
Surprisingly, it's two things.
Yeah, I know, right? Couldn't get any simpler and more complicated at the same time.
So you in the future, if you were a parent, would you like celebrate the hell out of Halloween? Like if you had kids, let's say
Celebrate the
hypothetically.
hell out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know about the hell. I'll decorate. I'll take them out trick or treating for sure. I'll give out candy. I don't know about the hell out of it though.
I feel like I would be that guy. Like if I was a dad, like I would like make it so like I try give as much authentic Halloween experience to my kid as possible while it's still
Nice.
if it's still a thing. Honestly, with the way Halloween's
At this
dying,
rate, yeah.
God knows if my future kids would ever be trick or treating. Especially with all these pandemics and stuff too. It's like, dude, like eventually it's gonna be like, dude, do not cross contaminate ever with anyone.
Do you have like Halloween traditions like that you keep up with now? Like, for example, going into Christmas, some people are like, oh, I always watch Home Alone the
Yes.
week before Christmas kind of thing. Like, is does Halloween have a thing for you other than the specific Halloween? festival?
Coincidentally, and it hasn't been on purpose, it's just been consistent. I've always played some sort of zombie game around Halloween time, and it just feels right. Like, last year, I used to play Call of Duty Warzone. There was like a zombie mode where if you die, you turn to zombie, and you have to like basically keep going till last man standing, kind of like Manhunt. Where this year I've been playing a game which is called Back for Blood. Basically, the Left 4 Dead series has extended, and basically you just survive waves of zombies. I just always find that I play video games that are Halloween related around Halloween time, and I enjoy the fuck out of it. It makes it so much more enjoyable for some reason.
That's fun.
But actual things I do around Halloween time, always carving pumpkins. I have to. I have
Yeah.
to do it at least once. Even if I was alone, I haven't been single in a while where I've done it alone. But even if I was single, I would carve my own pumpkin. It's just a thing I like to do.
You gotta do.
It's
Yeah.
just like it's almost like a almost like a challenge. You know, I gotta see if I did better than last year. Oh, I did shit. Okay, what did I have to improve on? What did I try too hard? Movies wise, no, I'm not. I know people say The Goonies is the perfect Halloween movie. I watched it
I haven't
once.
seen that in forever.
It was okay. How about you?
Nah, I don't really think so. Definitely not movie. Like I like horror movies year round. So Halloween, there's nothing specific to that as far as movies go. Um, I mean, I'll use it as an excuse for sure to dress up and throw a party with my friends or something. I mean, we didn't really do any of that this year, but yeah, I'm always down for a costume party. Um, as a horror fan and like I like spooky movies and I like to do scary stuff, I like the idea of making it a spookier time of the year. I don't really know how we do that, but just like, I always find that interesting.
I
Telling
do.
scary stories, shit like that.
It's the vibe though. Like I love this like gloomiest weather where it's sweater weather. It's not too cold where you need a jacket. It's not too hot. Like you can just rock whatever. I do like that. I do also like just the color changing of the trees and all that stuff. And then with that comes to me like the Halloween-esque vibes where, you know, all the
Yeah.
orange leaves in the air. Then you see like everyone's putting jack-o'-lanterns out, pumpkins out to the front porch.
Sure.
It's just a good vibe. You know, like it's all about like, you know that everyone's kind of being in solidarity, doing stuff for the kids because trick or treating is definitely for the kids.
Yep.
So seeing people prepare for that's kind of good. Like it almost shows like a sense of community. And then Christmas time is like the second time you see that, but it's more so family rather than for the kids.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
That's one thing I really dig about Halloween.
I was just thinking something that I think would be fun that I haven't done is doing like I don't know if you can do it anywhere really because I think everyone gets closed up, but like nighttime hikes because you were mentioning like gloomy weather and stuff and like that kind of sets the tone.
Oh
Doing
yeah.
like a nighttime hike would be kind of sick.
Yeah, if they set up like a hiking trail and just put a bunch of festive stuff around it, like
Sure.
so just even like orange like string lights down the pathway, I would do that 100%. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it'd be sick.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
even back in the day, you know how like you see movies like Dazed and Confused where people have parties like in a forest.
Yeah.
Like, they just had like
yeah.
bring up like all like these like garbage cans, like metal garbage cans, put like fire in it just to like, keep it lit. Doing one of those around Halloween time, I would love to do.
That'd be cool. You
Yeah.
can't do that anymore though now.
Unless you just decorate the fuck out of your backyard if you have a good enough backyard to do it. Perfect.
That's true. Get a massive property, have a little forest in your backyard, throw a party in there.
Yeah.
Dude, we need to invest. That'd be sick.
Yeah. We should go on Shark Den and be like, yo, this is our party. You guys are invited.
Fund it, please.
Yeah, you guys pay us $5,000. You guys have 100% entrance fee.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? That could work.
Should we try?
There's sorry?
Should we try?
I think excuse me, sorry. We have to try. We owe it to ourselves and the viewers. There's this guy at my Jets place who unfortunately just sold his farm. He was telling me how it's like 10 acres and in the back it's just like all forest and he can go back there and he's legally allowed to shoot his guns in there because he's got enough space. He's like, yeah, I'll never clear the forestry. But I was like, dude, that'd be a sick place to throw a party like that. 10 acres of forestry.
Just have
Oh.
everyone park their cars around like a big ass circle. You know, spread out the cars, then you know, just have like a jam in between there.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
don't drink
you
and
know
drive, by the way. DDs.
Don't drink drive.
Everyone's a DD. So.
Yo, with fucking big ass property like that, everyone can bring a tent. Just camp out for the day.
Yo, boom. This is some
Dude,
like
that'd be
old school shit, some 70s, 80s.
like
vibes.
Burning Man type shit. Yeah, we gotta throw one of those parties. We gotta find a big ass plot of land, have an outdoor party, and just spend the night.
We'll record it for everyone here, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a haunted house? What do you feel about those?
No, I haven't. They actually seem. I think they seem fun. The other thing though is I never understood how people get so scared because you know it's not real.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't get it either. I think so. I get jump scared. Like if I go around a corner,
Sure.
and someone does that. Like costume or not, I'm gonna jump. Sorry.
Yeah, that
Um,
doesn't count.
yeah, I never got the fear of, oh my god, this thing's so creepy. I get if you have like a phobia, like if you're afraid of clowns and someone's dressed as a clown, sure, I'll give it to you. But yeah, like I
Otherwise-
went to a haunted house. Like so, I guess you ever hear of? I guess Wonderland does a Halloween haunt.
Correct. Yes.
I went one time. Honestly, it was whack. Like, you do a bunch of haunted houses. They send like probably so we're told that with COVID it's different, which actually now it's worth it. But anyway, my bad experience was they'd send like 10 of you at a time. So it's like a Congo line of people. So like if you're at the back, you see everyone in front of you getting scared and the reaction, so you know what's coming.
It's coming. Yeah,
And it
same.
almost defeats the purpose, and you almost feel bad for the workers because then they try to scare you, and I'm literally like going around the corner already, looking them in the eyes, and like, oh shit, you know I'm here. I'm like, yeah. Man.
you scared them.
Yeah. So like, it ruined the experience. But now with COVID, when they spread people out more, it's probably worth it.
Yeah, everything's a surprise to you. Yeah, I've never been to it, so I really have no idea what I would expect from it.
It's cool. There's a bunch of different themes. I did like the whole carnival clowns one, where you enter like
Okay.
a carnival tent and it like does like a spiral around and then back out.
Sure.
And then they even like soup out some of the rides. So like where you typically go on a ride, like they make the roller coaster part of it. It's stationary, but they'll make a roller coaster part of it to like step through it and stuff.
Hmm.
Pretty cool. It's a pretty cool experience. Like do it at least once, but honestly, I wouldn't say it's anything groundbreaking.
Damn. That's
Niagara
nice.
Falls has all those really big.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
House of Frankenstein and stuff. Like
Yep.
they go hard.
Yeah, Emma says haunted houses are scary because it's happening in the dark and you can't see anything. Is it? Is that true? It's like it's pitch black in there.
It's dark. It's like dim lighting. So, yeah, I wouldn't say it's like pitch black, but yeah, it is dark.
Dark
The
enough
mood is
that
dark.
your
You're
vision's
entering a dark room.
obscured,
You
sure.
don't really know where you're going, so something can just come up at any point in time.
So it is mostly jump scares.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we had a friend who apparently
Okay,
went to a
close.
haunted house, and she had it where the ceiling was like slowly like going down on you. I'm like, yo,
Oh,
like
shit.
claustrophobic, like that. You would hate that shit.
Yeah, that's neat.
I was like, yo, that's beyond haunted house to me. That's intense. Some of
Yeah,
them are
that's-
pitch. Go
Sorry, I
for
was just gonna say that the ceiling closing down. That's brilliant. That's good.
Yo,
that's
I'll-
scary shit.
That's true
That's shit
horror.
you're not expecting.
So apparently they would also have someone still chasing you around while that was happening.
While the room's closing in on you.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, that's good. That's neat.
Yeah. I do like the concept of you enter a haunted house and to try to escape while someone's kind of like chasing you and like just messing with you
Sure.
because they know
But
the
again-
ins and outs.
I mean, maybe I'm just that asshole who like won't get into it. But like, okay, I gotta get out of this place. Sure, someone's chasing me, but what are they gonna do when they get me? Not a goddamn thing. Stand beside me. Like, cool. Now help me get out, asshole. You know what I mean?
What if they come up to you and just start dissing you like, yo, you're like the ugliest person I've ever seen.
Oh, you smell like curry. And what? Yeah, that's true. Maybe I wouldn't want them to catch up. That's a little scary then.
Yeah. So she says Nightmares in Niagara is like that, and there's a chainsaw going off overhead. See, but I know for a fact they're not actually gonna injure you. You know what I mean? So like, it kind of ruins that for me. I don't get scared
Yeah.
of that kind of shit if I know it's fake.
Exactly. Although I do understand, like, sometimes just loud noises, like, kind of gets my back up against the wall. Like, yeah, I can imagine if I'm in a dark room and the walls are closing in and I just hear this loud ass chainsaw just constantly going off above my head, like, just the loud noise, and that would bug me. a
You
little
know
bit.
what though? It also because you
Put me
get
on edge.
flustered, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like ruining all your senses.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, sometimes like even like the I was gonna say it's gonna sound like a little bitch, but like if a fire alarm goes off, no, the fire alarm doesn't scare me. But if it's just a constant loud noise and like I can't stop it, like I guess maybe I get a little anxious. And I'm just like, yo, why can't I stop it? Like, there's no smoke. I'm pushing the stop button.
There's nothing
You know what I mean?
worse
Like,
than you trying to fan off a fire alarm and it's still going off like full blast.
yeah, that's embarrassing too. I'm doing my best.
I didn't even burn it. It's like just all black. The toast is just black. Shit.
Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, a haunted house where if you just had me in one room and just blasted loud shit, yeah, I'd probably get scared pretty quickly.
See, I'd get more scared over like
Uncomfortable.
The Grudge or the Ring kind of thing, like a little girl, because I know it's a little girl, so I'd be too scared to hit them. But if they're intentionally getting into my face and I can't stop that, like I would be so uncomfortable. I would be uncomfortable.
I'd drop that motherfucker.
I
Oh,
could,
sorry, you mean in like a fake scenario where it's like a little girl comes?
yeah,
at you?
like a fake scenario
Oh.
where it's like a little girl like chasing you around with
Sure.
a knife or something. Like obviously a fake knife, but
Yeah.
like that would make me more uncomfortable than a guy chasing me with a fake chainsaw. Personally. There's something
Yeah,
about
I see what
creepy,
you're saying.
like little girls like with black hair covering their face being all creepy. There's something about that to me that I'm just like, oh god, no, no
Short
thanks.
little things. Yeah. Yo, there was this one time, I went into my basement to get something. I go down, all the lights are off. I forget what I was getting, but then in the corner of my eye, I seen this little thing run past me, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And then my niece runs out from the corner, and she's like 2.5, maybe 3 years old. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing in the basement in the dark by yourself?" Like, that was the scary part. Like, yeah, she startled me in the beginning, but then I was like, "Why are you down here? And how long have you been down here?"
Yeah, you
Fuck
start to
that kid.
question, being like, this is my
A lot of
niece.
Yeah, a lot of
Right?
shit's weird. Like, are you my niece? You some scary shit right now.
Yeah, yeah, that shit's trippy. Horror movies always play that part, right? Like, they make you think, they question stuff that you know is fine. Like you're like, that's
Yeah.
obviously my niece, but I've seen horror movies where it's
But
not.
is it?
So yeah, I don't know. Haunted houses just don't do it for me. I'm done with that shit.
I've never really been in one, so I'd be down to try it out at least once. Can't knock till you try it, right?
I'd like to do one of those things. So they used to have like the run of the dead or something like that. Some universities used to do it,
Tells that.
where like it was basically like zombie tag. So it'd start off with one person infected, and then it would do it, but like for like a whole faculty, like thousands of people, and you'd just be like running around like school campus trying to escape zombies. And they made it like the whole school campus, like inside and out, was all like infected thing.
That's kind of cool.
And they would run the game through the PA system. And I thought that was insanely cool. And this happened, I think, like 2013, 2012, where my friend went to school for this, and he actually met his girlfriend during the zombie run, which I thought was.
That sounds like a wicked idea. Why isn't this an annual? Is it an annual thing?
I have no idea. I don't even know if they do it anymore.
Oh shit.
But
That
I was
sounds
like,
like a
yo,
pretty cool
that's
idea.
something I would be so down for, 100%.
Yeah, a whole ass campus getting in on that. That's wild.
Whole school, like you can hide
Yeah.
anywhere, any classroom, because everyone's searching everywhere.
That's team spirit. I like that. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd fuck with down the heavy.
Oh, there's so many cool things. Well, maybe not so much anymore, but I imagine there's so many cool things that would make me want to be in school again, except for like the learning portion, taking tests.
Like the Fortnite and TikTok dances.
Fuck those.
Dude, I'll
Fuck
go.
those.
So, have you ever been to costume store? Like, it's in the past like 2 years.
No, that's 2 years. No.
Dude, it's all like when you go to like the kids section, it's all like Fortnite characters and stuff. It's
Is
kind of
it?
like, it's kind of sad. I mean, but obviously they'll have their
Sure.
superhero parts, which you're like, yo, that's sick. Like the Black Panther costumes are always sold out,
Mm-hmm.
everything. But I'm like, yo, there's certain costumes where I'm like, who wants to dress up as Fortnite characters and do that? But honestly, kids are
The
gonna be kids.
diehards.
So
Yeah, exactly. Kids are gonna be kids.
who's still wearing the? Who are the adults still wearing the full face masks? Where are you guys at? Like, who's still buying those like zombie masks and stuff?
Yeah, I saw a couple adults today when I was out with my nieces who were wearing the full on masks.
Really? My
Fuck
God.
that. It's too hot in that shit. Although I guess if it's a cold night out, maybe it'll do you some favors.
Yeah, just the fact that you're obstructing your. Yo, listen. So funny because the anti-maskers will be fine wearing that, but you go to the grocery store
Yeah.
and ask them to put on a mask, it's game over.
Yeah. My rights.
They'll do it for the
Uh,
coffee crisp, but not for the cashiers.
No, fuck the cashiers. Should we list what we're grateful for and bag and tag this bad boy?
Let's do it. You go first.
I am so grateful that I am heading to Mexico tomorrow morning, baby. Oh, I've been fucking waiting for this. Been like 2 years since I've been on a trip. My wife to be and I are going to check out the resort that we'll be getting married at in April of 2022. This is her first time going to Mexico. This is her first time going to an all-inclusive.
Whoa. Actually,
So she's probably gonna have a blast. I'm probably gonna hate it. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, just joking. No, it's gonna be great. I'm so excited. I love Mexico. I love vacations. I love free, endless alcohol.
well, not free. You pay for it, but
Yeah, but it's not the same as paying per drink.
yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
I'm definitely gonna get my money's worth.
Not a la carte.
No, not a la carte.
I am grateful for those who still celebrate Halloween, giving me the chance to have my kids raised in the spirit of Halloween.
That's sweet. That's good. I like that.
Legitimate. Like I hope if you are someone who's watching this and you still celebrate Halloween, kudos to you. You'll keep it up. I'm definitely gonna be that guy on an annual basis who will give out candy and make it a thing. I didn't this year. Unfortunately, it's a one-off year. I usually do it. My household does it every year. This is the one time we don't.
Sure.
So keep it up, guys. We really appreciate it. And happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween. Stay safe out there.
God bless.